Hey everyone, Dan here from the Play Show. Welcome back to another video. I know we've been gone for such a long time, but we're back. We've got some information about the PlayStation 5 finally, and we just want to give our opinion on what we think about, the device in general. In this video I'll be going over the prices of the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition, and I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on the games that have been announced for the PS5, even if they are multi-platform, and even if they aren't. So, to begin with, I want to start talking about the PS5 itself. It has been announced to be $499 in the States, which here it's £450. It's coming out on November the 12th in the States, I believe, in Canada, in New Zealand, in Australia, I think a few other countries. However, the rest of the world are getting it November the 19th. I don't know why. I'm guessing this is some licensing thing or importing. I have no idea. I haven't looked into it. Maybe I should look into it, but I haven't actually had the chance to go and see what they've done in order to delay the release of the PS5 by a week in the UK. It's only a week. I can hold it out. I believe the PS4 was delayed by a week as well when it came out here in the UK as well, but that's no biggie. Now, the first thing that was announced at the event of the PlayStation 5 was Final Fantasy 16. If you guys have watched this channel before, you'll know that I am a huge Final Fantasy 16 fan, or Final Fantasy fan, should I say. I've spent over 5,000 hours on Final Fantasy 14, and the team that's developing Final Fantasy 16 is actually the same team that makes Final Fantasy 14. So, that's great news in itself. So that's the first thing that they showed off that it just amazed me. As I was watching it, I was just like, no way, Final Fantasy 16 is a real thing. But yeah, it's coming out. It's also coming out on PC if you're a PC gamer, and I believe it is also coming out on other consoles. However, it's a timed exclusive, just like the Final Fantasy 7 remake was. I did some digging into Final Fantasy 16 for you guys if you guys are interested, and it looks like that Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 is in development by the team that everyone knows at Square Enix, like Tetsuya Nomura and so on. So that's why they've opted in for using a different team for 16. So yeah, there's two different teams working on two different mainline Final Fantasy games. So that is good news in itself. There's no release date on that, so unfortunately I can't give you any news on that. However, that moves us over onto Spider-Man Miles Morales. Now, the first thing that they have announced for Spider-Man Miles Morales is that it's also coming out on PS4. Now, the gameplay itself, it looks pretty good. It just looks like Spider-Man on PS4 if you guys have played it. It's a standalone expansion, so if you guys liked the DLC, The City That Never Sleeps, I think it was called, and you guys should check out Miles Morales. It adds on to the story as well. I'll be picking it up, so there is that. There hasn't been a release date set for it yet, but if I remember correctly, it's meant to be a launch title, but I'm not too sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, it is coming out on PS4 as well, so if you guys already own the PS4 version of Spider-Man PS4, don't think you have to shell out another £60 or $70 or whatever to buy the PS5 version in order to get Miles Morales. You're good to go, you're safe, so don't worry about that. The next big announcement that they made, and if you guys know me and Ali, we are huge Harry Potter fans. We have made some videos on Dreams about Harry Potter. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not too sure if that was ever released. Well, if it is, go check it out. If not, then maybe we're looking at releasing it sometime. But yeah, it's the fabled Harry Potter RPG that was meant to come out. Well, not meant to come out, but that was, leaked a good 2-3 years ago now. It's called Hogwarts Legacy, and just like the leak said years ago, it's set in the 1800s, and you make your own wizard. It looks like there's a morality system as well, and it's developed by Avalanche. So yeah, that's all the news that we have on that, and it looks like that game will be coming out next year. I'm not too sure about that. Hopefully nothing changes and it stays that way, so there is that. We also had gameplay from Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I'm not going to get into too much detail for that, but yeah, Warzone integration, if you guys are interested. It has cross-play, cross-progression, the exact same thing that the last Call of Duty had. Ali's a huge fan of Modern Warfare. He plays it pretty much every night, so if you guys want a video on that, then I'm sure Ali would be glad to keep you guys updated. We also had Resident Evil 8, also known as Resident Evil Village or Village Resident Evil, whatever you want to call it. It was teased a while back when the PS5 was first announced, I think. And it looks more like Silent Hill than it does like a Resident Evil game, but I'm not complaining. Resident Evil 7 was a great game, so fingers crossed that we're going to continue to get great games on the PS5 next year. So there is that. There's another game called Deathloop. I wish that was a launch title, but unfortunately it isn't. I don't know when it's coming out. I believe that they said it's coming out sometime in 2021. So there is that. Have a look at some gameplay, guys. You guys might even be interested in that. We also had a good look at Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Now, if you guys aren't fans of Devil May Cry games, then basically, I think ever since the third game, they've always released a Devil May Cry Special Edition. So we had Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, which you could play as Virgil. You had Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, which you could play as Virgil. And you've got Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which you can play as Virgil. So they're keeping up with the trend. So if you haven't played Devil May Cry 5 yet, I suggest waiting for it. It will be available digitally as soon as the PS5 launches. So it's a launch title. Doesn't sound like there's going to be a physical release for it. So I think it's going to be very similar to what they did with Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. So there is that. Hopefully if that sells well, they might even go on to making a Devil May Cry 6. But if I remember correctly, I think Devil May Cry 5 in itself was a big success. So there is that. We also had our first proper look at Demon's Souls Remastered. Now, you guys should know that I love the Souls games. Ali loves the Souls games. Ali even imported the first Demon's Souls back when it was a Japanese exclusive game, lent it to me, we both played it, we both loved it. So it's very exciting that we can finally play Demon's Souls in our on our PS5 or next gen hardware. I think all of us were expecting it at one point to come out for the PS4 as a remaster, since Sony was re-releasing all their PS3 games for the PS4 for the people that missed it originally in the PS3. So yeah, big well done to Bluepoint Games. Now, a lot of people that watched the conference do think that Demon's Souls will be released on PC and other platforms. Sony has come out and said that that was a human error on the trailer, so they won't be releasing that on other platforms, unfortunately. So yeah, PS5 exclusive. And the big news, so guys, don't worry too much about it, the big news is that this game will be a PS5 launch title. So yeah, we've got that sorted, so that's all good to go. And one of the final things that they announced was PlayStation Plus Collection, which it basically, if I'm correct, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you get access to a bunch of PS4 games. Not too much, so it's not like what Microsoft offer with Game Pass and stuff. So if I remember correctly, it's games like God of War, you had Detroit Become Human there, you had Persona 5 there, you had The Last of Us Remastered, and that's supposedly coming out for the launch of PS5 as well. So there is that to look forward to. I've already gone through the prices with you. So like I said, US, Japan, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, some other countries will be getting it November 12th. If you're a UK citizen, then you'd be getting it November 19th. Now, I have tried to pre-order it, and every retailer that I found has, they're out of stock. So keep an eye out on it, subscribe to mailing lists, and just keep an eye on the PS5, because I reckon that is going to sell like hotcakes. So keep a massive eye on that, and don't let it, slip under the rug. Just keep an eye on it. And they finally ended the conference with a brand new God of War game called God of War Ragnarok. And it's coming out next year. I believe it's called God of War Ragnarok. They had the God of War logo and it said Ragnarok is coming. It makes sense to call it God of War Ragnarok, but they could call it anything else for all we know. It's it was a very sudden announcement. God of War coming out next year. I think God of War was announced in 2016. We didn't get it till 2 years later. So getting it next year is pretty big. Looks like we'll probably get it around the holiday season of next year. So maybe, exactly 1 year from now. I don't think it'd come out in March or April or anything. But yeah, guys, that's all I have today. A quick brief summary of the PlayStation event. If you guys haven't already seen it, please check it out. It's really worth a watch. Sorry if there's any background noise coming from my mic. I'm recording this as the fan is blowing right at me because it's really hot here in London. So thank you guys for checking out this video. Really sorry we've been inactive. We've been busy. Me and Ali have both had work, lots of overtime because of our workload is getting a lot higher. So there is that. But yeah, guys. What do you guys think of the PS5 event? Are you guys a fan of the PS5? Do you guys prefer the Xbox? What do you guys think of both? Let me know in the comments below, and if you guys want me to make a video on the Xbox, then please let me know. I'll do that for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, subscribing to us would mean a lot. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.